sports fans. This is Robert with WTP Sports News. We're live tonight with another edition of the Thursday night forecast. I got my man Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast with us tonight. How you feeling, Post Game?
Man, I feel wonderful, man. It's good to be on with you. How you doing tonight, Rob?
I'm doing great, man. You know, we're watching this weather pretty closely here in Columbus. We might get some storms on Saturday, which might keep us, kind of locked in the house, so we can't do too much traveling out there on them streets. What's the weather gonna be looking like up there in Indiana for y'all this weekend?
It's gonna be really cold. They actually already called off school for tomorrow, so that's definitely a sign of things to come. So it's not gonna be much prettier this way, man.
All right, well, hey man, we got to weather the storm. We got to weather the storm. Well, tonight is the Thursday night forecast. We're going to be talking about some college football 2026, some of the NFL conference championship questions, also some NBA news and more. So make sure you tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, make sure you share the videos, and tune in and make sure you comment so that way we know you out there, we know you paying attention because we can answer any question that you got for us. But let's go ahead and jump into our first question that we got of the night. What matchups are you interested in during these two NFL conference championship games?
Well, I think I gotta go with the Seattle and LA Rams game because that Seattle defense is playing lights out. They're doing a really good job on that side of the ball. I'm interested in seeing Matthew Stafford against that Seattle defense. Can Seattle bait Matthew Stafford in the turnovers? Can Stafford carve up that defense? That's what I'm interested in seeing because we know the Rams, they operate with Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams, two of the elite wide receivers in the NFL. And they definitely need to get those two guys the ball if they're going to be successful. So I want to see that Seattle defense going against Matthew Stafford and that Rams passing attack. Also on the flip side, I want to see Kenneth Walker against that Rams defense, that run defense, because I believe the Rams defense isn't that great, maybe average, a little below average. But I believe Kenneth Walker can get off in this game, and it's going to be interesting to see if the Rams can stop him from rushing the ball.
Yeah, let's welcome my man Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10 into the show. Mossberg, the question we're on is what matchups are you interested in during these two conference championship games? Our man post game talked about the matchup between the Rams offense against that Seattle defense and also that running game with Walker for Seattle against that Rams defense. Anything else you want to add to that, or do you want to tackle the NFC?
I think I would just say I'm head on with him in that one. I think is that same way. You could say Stafford versus the defense. I think it's the same way, because you got those weapons of mass destruction with the Rams and what they bring in Stafford and having this all pro season. I feel that he haven't having. And it's good to see you this evening as well, post game. Appreciate you having me as well, WTP. Just a little excited coming in from the practice with the kids this evening as well. But I think, with that, I think it's just that exactly what post game said. I think we looking at Walker and what he's done as well, giving Sam Darnold a break and people thinking that he's not who he is. I think we have to look at it in a respective way of he's brought his team this far. You can't get there without a quarterback at the end of the day. And if you look at his stats this season, I haven't really checked them out, but I believe he's having better statistical season than he had last year. And he's brought two teams to, heights that they haven't seen. And he's done this with Seattle. Now they're in the NFC Championship. But I think it's definitely offense versus defense both ways in this matchup. think it's going to be a banger, as we always say with these big games as well.
What's up to our man SEC Sean, who is in the chat? He's also at the Columbus Blue Jackets game here tonight, and he said Columbus is up 1-0 right now over whoever it is they're playing right now. Did he say it was the Blackhawks? Did he say that's who they were playing tonight?
I think they do play the Blackhawks.
Or it might have been yeah. Well, just let us know, SEC Sean, who they're playing. But I feel like the matchup I want to watch, man, I want to see what Sean Payton has in store with his backup quarterback, Stidham, and see if they're going to be able to put him in situations where he can be successful against that Patriots defense. Is Sean Payton going to be able to find something that's on the Patriots defense that he can exploit with his backup quarterback? That's probably the biggest thing I'm going to be watching out of both of these matchups is what can Sean Payton do to help his quarterback be successful and win this game and make it to the Super Bowl. I think that would be an amazing thing if they can make it with a backup quarterback. We've seen backup quarterbacks do it before, but I don't think we're going with a backup quarterback that's on the level of Foles for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're talking about Jarrett Stidham. I think that's his first name.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He ain't Foles, but can he get the job done with a wonderful coach like Sean Payton? So that's probably what I'm going to be watching the most out of these two AFC and NFC championship games.
I would say the coaching for me, I think, in that game, just a flat out coaching, I think it's going to come down to that. You made great points, and I agree with you on that as well. You know, having a backup quarterback is going to be tough, but I think Vrabel having this young quarterback in May, you know, Peyton having a backup quarterback, I think that's going to be it. You know, these are two coaches. We know Peyton's a Hall of Fame. Vrabel, quiet as kept. You bring an organization like these New England Patriots, and we know his route. You know, he's been a player. You know, now he's a coach. Could this be the possibility if he win this Super Bowl, could he be itching closer to the Hall of Fame this young in his coach's career? I just say he's hitting on all cylinders. And not to say this, I know your Titans are sitting back and upset about a lot of things that they did when they let this man go, because he's doing that thing right now, for sure.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I as a Tennessee Titan fan, I am definitely kind of upset that, you know, I didn't think we should have got rid of Vrabel. I thought he still had a lot of coaching to do for the Tennessee Titans, and we probably should have kept him. But you know how the business goes, man. Sometimes you got to move on, and he found him a good landing spot. Now he has opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl, which I think out of all of these coaches was at least Sean McVay and Sean Payton. Those are offensive-minded guys. Vrabel is more of a defensive-minded guy, and his offense is going to be kind of gritty. His defense is going to be gritty. So, you know, you really are thinking to yourself, at least me anyway, I'm thinking Sean Payton and Sean McVay is the matchup I want to see in the Super Bowl, because those two guys, offensive minds, bro, I just want to see that action, man. We might get it, though. We might get it. We just have to wait and see. Which quarterback left in these playoffs do you like the most?
That's easy for me, man. Now, I could go with Drake May, considering that he led me to a fantasy football championship this year. But I can't do that. I got to keep it funky for the people. I have to throw that in there, Rob. But hands down, this Matthew Stafford, man. I've been watching this guy since he was at Georgia, the Detroit days with Megatron. So much experience, so much arm talent, savvy veteran, man. It's crazy because you got to think when some of these quarterbacks with these humongous arms come into the league, you think as the years go by that will start to wear. Man, Stafford still got a cannon. So for me, hands down, I'm gonna go with Matthew Stafford. Even though I really like Drake May, I'm gonna go with the savvy veteran.
Same here for me, man. I'm going with Matthew Stafford. I think across the board, this is I'm not going I would say it easy, but I think I mean his career is show his talent first and foremost, but for him to be itching and getting that close where he's at, I mean, you can't negate it, man. He's thrown to one of the greatest receivers of all time that we see no more, but we see clips of him, and he talk about Matthew Stafford. So I'm going with Matt, hands down.
Yeah, I think it's a clean sweep on that one, man. I mean, there's really no comparison. Now, isn't Stidham from Georgia as well? Is he from Georgia?
He was. I wonder if that's the one. I think from Georgia. I wonder if he transferred or Missouri, Georgia, Missouri.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm off on that one. Maybe I'm thinking about the guy who won those two national titles with them. I don't, and that's not him, right?
I'm about to make sure it might be.
Man, one take Zay said, I believe in saying, he said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Darnold is playing the best. He's not the best overall, but he's playing the best. SEC Sean said he also has Matthew Stafford. Oh, that's right. He came from Auburn.
Auburn,
That's
yep.
right. You're right, SEC Sean. Yeah, Stidham came from Auburn.
SEC.
Yeah, but I like that Darnold, man, because I wanted to say Darnold too, but when we say best overall, we know it's Stafford for sure. But I think what Sam Darnold is doing right now, because I think about 3 or 4 years ago, we all were like, I think when he was at the Jets, we all were like, man, this guy's on his way out the door. He done bounced to a couple of teams. Last year, he was at Minnesota. He had a good crop of receivers. He balled out. They made the playoffs, had a really good record. This year, he ends up in Seattle. They ball out. They got the best record in the conference, and he's doing his thing, man. And I really like Sam Darnold, and I think that he has a really good chance of getting himself a Super Bowl, especially if they win this game, because I think we all agree whoever wins this game between the Rams and the Seahawks is probably going to be our eventual Super Bowl champs. But, that's why they play the games. But I think that Darnold is a really good pick right there, FanDuel, Zay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Sam Darnold. I'm a firm believer in what he is, man. Like journeyman, but a great quarterback. I think you could definitely. Some people argue for him, but I think we all know it's Matthew Stafford. But he is playing probably the best football right now.
Yeah. Should LeBron James get a statue in L.A.?
Who should the king get a statue in LA? Wow. Do we have one in Cleveland?
Oh, yeah, he got one in Cleveland. He
I
got one in
don't
Cleveland.
I don't know. LA, I don't know. Like I'm gonna just be honest. I'm a basketball player. That's gonna be tough to get one in LA. I know Zay is all over it. One take, Zay, it's good to see you in here, buddy. That's you got to win another title or two, LeBron, to get a statue, buddy. No offense to his career, but a statue in LA, I respected what you got in Cleveland. I'll give him another one in Cleveland before he get one in LA. That's just my honest take for real. Go home, farewell tour in Ohio. You know, you get you another statue on that farewell tour. You don't get one in LA. This is wild. This is where is it at? Where do we find that for?
Bishop, y'all familiar with Bishop Bullwinkle?
Hell to the law. To the law, law, law.
Hell to the law. Look, man, LeBron James go get him a statue somewhere if he already don't got one. But for Laker land, and they would for listen, you gotta get multiple championships in my opinion. You want a statue in Lakerland where you think about all the greats, Magic, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, so on and so forth, man. It's all those guys had multiple championships. A lot of those guys went back to back, some even three. One bubblegum championship is not gonna get it done if you want a statue. And I'm not dissing your dude, Rob. I know LeBron, your dude, and that's cool. But man, and he's had a great career, and he's definitely gonna retire as one of the greats. But statue in LA, like Derek Fisher said, LeBron James get a statue, I definitely need one. So I'm gonna say no on that.
Yeah, I'm saying no as well. Even though LeBron James is my GOAT, I'm saying no to that as well. Your career in LA has not been like your career has been in Cleveland. That's where your statue should be. If you don't already have one, that's where it should be. And I'm almost certain that I have to believe they got a statue there of LeBron in Cleveland. But he definitely doesn't deserve one in LA. I mean, when you look at the greats that have played at LA, they spent their whole or probably most of their career in LA. They did most of their damage, most of their career stats and stuff is with LA. They made most of their noise in LA. LeBron got there later on in his career, after he had already made a name for himself. He's not up there when it's in terms of Kobe and Magic and Kareem, Worthy, those guys, man. I don't really see LeBron as a Laker. I see him as a Cleveland Cavs. So I would definitely say no to him having a statue in LA.
You know,
not unless he put it outside of his house, since he lives in LA. But that's about it.
Respectably. The crazy thing about that, like, it made me for some reason think about the fact that when he was in Cleveland, when they had the issue with the jersey wearing those black jerseys that they wore that had the sleeves where LeBron ripped them off. It's something about seeing LeBron in that jersey, in that black jersey in Cleveland. I'm a fan of Bron. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. I am a fan. And I would love to see Bron at home in Cleveland. I want to see him lace up and wear that black jersey again in Cleveland, because they haven't really wore those jerseys since the King has left and went to LA. It's just a different feeling when Bron's in Cleveland. You know, the city, you know, I know it feels different here. It hasn't felt the way it felt years back when LeBron played in Cleveland. You know, hearing people anticipate going to some of those games. Come home, LeBron. Check in with Level Up Sports, WTP Sports News. We live, man. Post Game 86, we live. Everybody, we live. We want you to come home, give us a farewell tour. That's where I would love to see him do his thing, man. I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah. Official, though, I mean, that is facts. Wherever the statue goes up is where we appreciate it at. I mean, I'll feel you on that. What was you going to say, Post?
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to ask y'all, do y'all think LeBron is going to retire anytime soon? Because I'm starting to think he's not.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I did not want this guy to come out this year and be playing as well as he's playing right now, with as much energy and juice as he's playing with right now. Now I know he didn't start off the season. He sat out quite a few games, and then he's just been playing maybe the last 10, 15 games or so. But the way he's looking, man, and the way this league is, I can see this dude going another 2, 3, 4 more years. I hope he doesn't. I really want him to go out. I want him to go out this year, but I would like to see him say at the end of this season, I'm going out, and go ahead and do his farewell tour. But I can definitely see him going a couple of more years, man.
Yeah,
Especially the way he's playing right now. He's making it look like it's easy because these guys really don't play no defense.
yeah. He's averaging 23, 6 rebounds, and almost 8 assists a game at the age of 41, man. People can say what they want. I know, this GOAT talk is a major debate, but we got to respect this man. I think he's here to stay for a couple of years. And when you putting up stats like this at the age of 41, and you got guys that's and half your age, you know, and they not even doing half of what you're doing. And I mean, what he's doing this year is impeccable to me, to be at his age, to still be playing amongst the talent we have in the NBA. Regardless, if he want to take a day off, he could take a day off. He can. He earned his throne to be able to do what he do. And I know it's a lot of talk about that out there, but he get tired, man. I mean, if you want to sit out a game, let the man sit out, man. I'm gonna just say that and end the discussion. If I'm 41, y'all asking a lot out of me. Can I sit out for a game uncomposed? Just one game. If it's a cup,
Absolutely.
just one game, please. So
Absolutely.
I think it's understandable, man, and we got to put some more respect on his name. And I know we have our talks about him, but I've been looking at him this season, man. He's still getting up, and I think he just got up higher than the elevation, almost like Manigoat last week. I'm loving it. And I'm not talking about Mickey D's, but I love your coffee. So don't sue me. Just drop it off for me so I can drink it on the podcast on the daily. We'll love it.
Man, what's the issue with Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan, man? What's going on with that situation?
Man, uh, y'all know who Official Doe is?
That's my guy, man. Shout out to Official Doe, man. That's my man with that's the hats I be rocking. That's my
Oh,
guy, man. I've been knowing him since childhood days. Definitely gonna get a conversation with Mossberg and bring him in sometime soon. We've been trying to get that figured out, but we appreciate you coming in with the chats and the comments as well, boss, for sure.
oh, 100%. Appreciate you, Official Doe. Uh, man, the issue from where I'm sitting, it looks like jealousy. It looks like jealousy to me, and I hate to see it because I loved Isaiah Thomas. I love watching him play. He's one of the greatest point guards of all time. Michael Jordan, in my opinion, being the greatest player of all time. But it definitely
Yeah,
got to be some jealousy there for him to come out saying the type of things he said about Michael Jordan. Who isn't thinking about Isaiah Thomas? It's kind of crazy to me. Like I can see him being upset that Chicago is supposed to be his city, but Michael Jordan came and took that from him. Michael Jordan knocked him off out the playoffs, although he knocked Michael Jordan out the playoffs a few times.
yeah,
But maybe the praise that Michael Jordan ended up getting in his career that overshadow Isaiah's, especially in the city of Chicago, with Michael being a bull. I think that has a lot to do with it because I heard some of the remarks that Isaiah Thomas made. Man, you cannot tell me. Look, I respect the game of basketball. I've been watching it a long time. I've been playing a long time. Not to that level, but I played a long time. Uh, you can't tell me that the majority of the top 10 players of all time are from this current era. No way. The game of basketball, the way it's being played is almost like a whole totally different sport when you compare it to the grace of the past. I'm not slighting the new guys and the new generation. These guys can hoop too, but with the rule changes, it's almost like it's a whole different game. So all in all, I think it's just a little jealousy, and maybe Isaiah felt he was slighted by Michael in some way or another. But yeah, they Isaiah Thomas is too old for that, man.
Yeah, I think I don't know. If I'm mistaken, did it was Magic that held that throne. Then the Pistons came in, got their little back to back, and then MJ come in and do what he do after the bad boys try to beat him down. So I think this is still stemming from so long ago. They gotta, for me as a the man I am, it's for me on the outside looking in, I don't like it, feeling like it's some issue with them. Your brothers get past it. It was the game of basketball that y'all love, and for me it's wild. Thinking that the sport could be competitive, and we talk about sportsmanship, friendship, all those type of things, but this is 30, you know, 40 years later. This is a long time when it comes to something like that. So it's always been a question of mine. I think it's something that, you know, we should try to, look at somebody should sit them down both, try to iron that out, understand what that issue is and move forward because you don't know. That could be something that could be stunting each other in a way. So I don't know. It's wild to me for sure.
Yeah, I hate seeing it, man, because anytime you have two great former basketball players like those two, you I can get with the competition part of it. You know what I'm saying? We competed, you know what I'm saying? We battled, all of that. Them playing days are over though. And I guess some animosity on Isaiah's side about them keeping him out of the Olympics that year. Um, and so, Michael Jordan supposedly being one of those players who told them that they didn't. I mean, Isaiah's coach at that. I think Chuck Daly was the coach of that Olympic team. Told
Yeah.
him he didn't want Isaiah on the team, and I guess some others backed that up. Um, I mean, that's kind of effed up, but the reality still is, man, them days is over with, man. Y'all should not steal. And I'm pissed off that they keep asking him the question about Michael Jordan
Yeah.
too. Like,
Right.
dude, stop asking this man about that, man. That's you keep on throwing fuel on the fire, man. Leave it alone. Let that thing die. I don't know, like you said, Mossberg, if they can ever squash this thing, but at least they should put a halt to it.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah should put a halt to it because I don't know if Michael is saying anything about Isaiah. I don't even think Michael Jordan talks about anybody outside of himself in terms of anything like negative. Now he'll talk about some battles he had with some people and stuff, but I don't ever hear him say nothing negative about anybody. I don't think he has time for that kind of stuff. But I wish they would quit interviewing Isaiah and asking him about the whole Michael Jordan thing, man. I think it's kind of played out. Leave it alone, let it die, and quit putting fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
Do y'all think any high-profile players in the NBA will move teams after the All-Star break?
Mm.
Yeah, that's real interesting. That's a really interesting question, Rob,
Yeah.
because I think there's some speculation when it comes to a few players, John Morant being one, Giannis Antetokounmpo being one. Uh, but I highly doubt Giannis moves though. But his name has been brought up when trade talks have occurred. So Uh, I mean, I believe the strongest would be Ja. I think it's time for a new situation for him. I don't believe Memphis is the right type of organization for a player like Ja Morant. You need a lot of stability, a lot of wisdom when it comes to dealing with a guy like that.
Yeah.
Uh, so if there's one player on the move, I would have to say it's Ja Morant. But but just maybe Giannis, just maybe Milwaukee will be super stupid to trade him, but that's one player, that's one name you got to monitor also. Also, I believe Portland is in Chicago are looking to make moves. Also, the Kings too with the big contracts they have. So, few names to look out for, man.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think John Moran is the top of the block. I think he's definitely going to be on the move. I think they already trying to put something together. I was looking at even a name over in LA, Austin Reeves, Anthony Davis, Giannis was on the block for me. I'm even thinking about Jaren Jackson over there, one of Ja Moran's teammates, and even this is going to shock everybody. LeBron James. It's just a lot of talk out here. You never know. And the NBA haven't had one of those blockbuster after All Star break trades in a few years. So I think this is the year we about to see a multi-team All Star trade, like a trade right after All Star break. I think it's going to start surfacing in the next couple of weeks. Ja Morant's definitely the first piece of that package. I think along with Jaron Jackson. I think that build in Memphis is over with. I think I think it's hot names coming out. I think I might as well. I'm gonna just say Carl Anthony Towns. You know, I think it's a lot of big names out there. I think it's All Star Weekend. They're gonna chill, hang out together, enjoy these few moments they might be able to be with their ex teammate after. So you never know with this All Star break what it could bring. It's the NBA. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know Joel Embiid is working himself into some shape, man. He's been playing some pretty good basketball here lately. But as a Sixers fan, I want him to keep up that good work so he can be some really good trade bait. Because that guy has got to go. I
Ooh,
don't think we can afford to keep allowing him to hold us hostage with that contract, man. We got to find a way and keep on playing really good basketball, Joel Embiid, so you can be somebody, be a suitor for somebody. But I would like to see him get moved this season, and hopefully Philadelphia can get them a decent piece for him that can help them young boys out there on that court because they got a really good young nucleus of players, man. They just need maybe a guy who's been in the league maybe 10 years and still got about five more good solid ones left in him that they could get to help them out in the paint and stuff. But I would like to see Joel Embiid get moved. Um, Milwaukee and Giannis, I mean, we've been hearing this for a couple of years. Now, of course, we all know Milwaukee will be dumb as all hell to get rid of him when he's really your whole market over there. But I think at some point they're going to have to if they can't get somebody else to come and play with him. And when you're in a small market like that, he got you a championship. I think you should be happy with that, and go ahead and see if you can get something else for him. Otherwise, you run the risk of losing him to somebody else for absolutely nothing. So I would like to see them send him somewhere where he can go ahead and play out the rest of his career, preferably LA if LeBron go ahead and get out the way. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. John Morant, on the other hand, man, wonderful talent, but we all know Memphis is not the place to be, especially if you want to be in them streets, bro. That is not the place to be if you're going to be in them streets. I would like to see John Morant get with an organization that can really shape and mold him and let him know, listen, You got a lot at stake. You got a chance to really set your family straight for a lifetime, generation after generation after generation. But you got to grow up and mature and get out away from that, whatever that lifestyle you live in. And I know it ain't all him, but sometimes you got to cut ties with those people who put you in bad situations. So hopefully that happens for him. But outside of them, I would like to see LeBron get moved. I doubt nobody's going to take LeBron in that contract, though. I mean, he's too over the hill for that. So we'll see what happens, though. Excuse me.
Yeah, I gotta. I don't think the Lakers are gonna move LeBron. I think once the year is over, they're gonna let him walk by not reading him up. But I don't think they're gonna trade him. Like for one, I believe LeBron doesn't want to leave LA because it makes so much sense business wise, financially. His son is on the team, So I don't think LeBron, if and I don't know this for a fact, this is just my opinion, but it just makes too much sense business wise for him to stay in LA. So I don't think he wants to be traded, but the Lakers are definitely gonna let him walk when it comes uh, next season or free agency, whenever that happens after this season.
Yeah. Let's switch gears a little bit. Who's your way too early player of the year in college basketball?
I don't know. I think everybody know my answer when it comes to college basketball. I'm going AJ Bronson. I I I don't know, man. I know the team is not top five, but watching AJ DeBonsa play, watching him these last few weeks when I watch his game and how he's making others better. That's what I see in his game. He's not just him. He's not just about himself. The big man, Keita, he's better. Richie Saunders, Richie Rich is what I call him. He's much better. They got the transfer guard right. I mean, he's so much better. They got an off the bench shooter in Green. Some of these players you didn't know last year was on the team, and now you're seeing them after a development, being with the number one overall recruit coming in. I'm going AJ DeBonsa. I I haven't seen a player like this in college basketball, and it makes me think about how LeBron changed the game and went from high school to NBA. That's what I think about with AJ DeBonsi. He's going to the NBA. He's going to be that talent. He's just that special. I mean, I don't know. You have to watch him to believe it. That's who I'm going with. Going with AJ.
Yeah, Moss, I was not surprised by your pick. I know you've been talking about him for a very long time, and rightfully so. That the Vanessa, that dude is just otherworldly, man. I really love this game and appreciate what he brings to the game of basketball. I was second him as player of the year, although you can go with Cameron Boozer for Duke. Uh, if Haggerty for Kansas State, if their team was doing a little bit better, I think he would be the front runner. But his team isn't doing that well. So for me, it's gonna come down to Boozer and Devansa. Uh, Devansa, like Tracy McGrady and Paul George had a baby or something.
Yeah,
That dude is really good, and he's definitely going to be the first pick in my opinion. So, I mean, right now, I gotta lean Devansa, but I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the season it was Boozer.
yeah, agree.
Do y'all think if he would have went, if AJ would have went to maybe a more of a contending team, that we will see a little bit more of what his game is like? It seems like at BYU he might be well, of course he's the main dude, but it seems like he's bringing everybody else along. Where if maybe he was at some other team that already had a nucleus of good guys around him, we will probably be seeing more of his skill set because he'll probably be doing a lot more um, of his showing his complete game as opposed to what we see now at BYU.
No, I think he's at the perfect place. You gotta remember, BYU made the what? Sweet 16, Elite Eight last season.
Yeah.
They brought back some
Yeah.
pieces from that team. Listen, that their conference isn't decided yet. BYU could, I think it's going to be Arizona, but BYU could make a run for that. And I think if you put him on a team, let's just say he would have went to Arizona, I don't think you see as much because they have such a great team, a talented roster. And a place like BYU, where yeah, they play good team ball and they got a couple pieces, but he can ISO more than he would at another place. You know, when the game's on the line, they looking at him. So actually, Rob, I think he went to a great situation and the right team.
Yeah, I say he's at the perfect place when it comes to being at BYU. I feel the same way with Post. Like I've literally watched AJ DeBansa from last year, senior year. I think weeks before him and Peterson played against each other. I became a fan. Few weeks watching that, I started watching clips over and over, and to see his game from a senior in high school to a freshman in college, you would think he's already went to an NBA workout. That's how much his game has elevated. And I feel like, yeah, BYU is college. You're dealing with college athletes, different than high school, much, stronger and things of that nature. I think BYU gives him that reminiscent of his high school team, having shooters, having those players that know how to play in the spotlight, being clutch in times when he swing the ball and hitting the big three in the corner like he do with Richie Rich. Um, but I think he's in a perfect fit, man. The coach Young at BYU, he's if not 90% of the reason he came, he may be 100% of the reason he came to BYU. And like I said, man, I could go on and on about the Bonsa. I just want to sit front row watching when he gets to that next level NBA. If not, get a chance to see him in March Madness. Like he's really that special of a talent. And just watching his games, I'll be up at night sometimes till 1:30 in the morning if I'm not working and they're on TV. I will watch their game because he's that special. Watching him against Texas Tech, even though they lost, just the way he can control a game and get everybody involved, but still you see how great of a player he is. That's take me back to Carmelo's run in Syracuse. And then it takes me back to LeBron and what he did in high school to elevate his career to what he is now, which we call king. So I think AJ DeBansa is, if you haven't, like I said, if you haven't watched him, it's must see TV. It's like you watching Tracy McGrady in his prime, Paul George in his prime, like you said. They'd have messed around and oh man, it's AJ is him. That's my guy.
You gotta leave a percentage of one of the reasons why he went to BYU, being that Santa Claus sized bag of money he got.
I wasn't gonna say nothing about that, but yeah, the money is good. As you say, he's keeping it cheesy in Provo for sure.
Yeah. Is women's college basketball becoming a better watch than the men's college basketball?
Ooh.
I'm not ready to say that. I mean, we talked about AJ DeBassa. That dude had a windmill dunk in a half court setting. Like the ladies ain't doing that. You know what I mean? The listen, don't get me wrong. I love the women's game. The women's game has only gotten better and better. I enjoy watching the ladies ball, especially college basketball. Uh, and I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna talk about one particular lady, uh, young lady, and that's Olivia Miles, the point guard for TCU. Listen, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this. I think she's the best pure point guard. She's not the best scorer. She's not the best three-point shooter. She's the best pure point guard in college sports, period. Men and women.
Mm,
Man, if you Olivia Miles sees, when they say this point guard sees the play before it actually develops, that's Olivia Miles. She sees the court, she sees everything. Some of the best passes that I've seen in years. That young lady can play the point guard position, and she's gonna be a star. The best pure point guard in college sports, period, for me, is Olivia Miles. Now, I'm not gonna say I would rather watch a woman's game over a men's college basketball game. I still think the men got that, but it's starting to heat up and get close. I will say that. And if you haven't seen Olivia Miles run the point guard position, and you call yourself a basketball fan, you're missing out big time.
yeah. I would say it's getting there. It's getting close because I'm actually sitting here watching Kentucky Tennessee women's game, SEC banger, and Tennessee was up double digits early. It's late in the fourth minute and 24 left. They had the free throw line trying to go up by three, and they're only up by two. They missed the free throws. So I think women's basketball is definitely it's picking up steam right now. It may not be the better watch, but it's definitely a must see. You got to tune in. You got to watch these games because, like we was talking about in the chat the other day, I think it was the Michigan game, Michigan and Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt was up. Michigan came storming back. Same type of thing. I'm sitting here watching, and these games can go in either way. Somebody get hot in these women's game, and then you seeing players that you haven't seen, of course, because it's the women's basketball, but players that you don't know about. Then you could look in and read about their story, and you can understand it and see the hunger and when they out there on the court, and you understand. Oh, I see why she out there hustling. It's a different dog in that person. So I think we should take the time out to watch a little more women's basketball because me honestly, I've actually watched. Today is Thursday. In the last week, I've actually watched more women's games than men's games. And it may be about because of my work schedule. I don't know. But I've watched more women's basketball games than men's basketball just in the last week. So it's definitely picking up, my attention and I'm watching it more. So, it's definitely on the rise, I would say.
Yeah, good thing that they're not doing a whole bunch of high flying dunks and stuff. Because if they was doing high flying dunks, they would definitely be more watchable or better watch than the men's game because they the way they play fundamentally, the way they just play the game, it's just so harmonic, if that's a word. But I love watching the women's game. Now, of course, they're not going to give you the thrill of the slam dunk and some of the athleticism that you see above the rim in the men's game. But man, watching a women's game because it seems like it's especially the good teams, it's a lot more competitive, um, and it's just a fun watch, man, to see them do what they do. I think they're inching closer and they're becoming a lot more interesting to watch. So they ain't quite there yet, but it's becoming a lot more interesting to watch.
I'm glad you mentioned that word. You said harmonic, and I instantly looked that up. It said a harmonic is a wave or frequency that's a integer multiple of a fundamental frequency. You hit that right on the nose, huh? That's a great one. Harmonic. Great find in your dictionary today.
Now I sound like a scholar, I guess.
Yes, you've been a scholar. Don't even be shy about that. You've been a scholar for years, and that's what brings us to do what we do today, man. So we appreciate your knowledge as well, man, for sure.
100%.
Who are y'all's top 5 teams going into college football 2026 next year?
Good. This is good.
Yeah, that's.
Woo.
I've had some time to think about it. Don't call me biased either. Notre Dame, Oregon, Indiana, Texas, and Ohio State. Top five.
I mean, I don't know if you was in my back pocket, if you was in my brain, or if I was texting you because I was sleeping at practice, but I have the same, I have that five. I think when it come to recruit, only team I thought about outside of that was teams from the Big Ten, being Michigan and USC. I think based on what Michigan have still coming back, with them having Whittingham, I think that's a big thing. It's a new era. And I think with USC, they still hold that number one class. I think they coming back with a vengeance. I could have said LSU, but I think that same exact five is what I was looking at. Indiana has showed me exactly what we didn't think. And I went and watched the clip from when we thought 8.5, no one chose 9, and they got 16 on us this year. So definitely respectably got to put Indiana in that top five, man. Sig is doing his job. And I think Indiana is starting to build a powerhouse. So we got to watch them. Shout out to Takeziana Calhoun, her son, straight out of the C bus, straight out of here from these streets of the North Linda area. Got himself a natty, and he was recruited there. He talked about that. And shout out to her and what she's done and raising him and keeping him in tune to what he do and that Hoosiers team as well, man. Congratulations on that national championship.
Yeah, I had pretty much the same five, but I would take out Indiana. I got them right outside of my top five, and I would insert Georgia in there. But I would have Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Georgia would be my five. Um, all of them will have some solid quarterbacks. And that's always the difference when you start talking about your top five teams. They all got some really, really solid quarterbacks, bro. And so they got weapons around them. So if their offensive lines hold up against some of these defensive lines that are out there, we're gonna see some really good football in 2026. But those would be my five. Is Jeremiah Smith hands down the best player in college football in 2026? And what player is second?
Go ahead, Moss.
Man, I don't want no Buckeyes beating me down when I'm on campus. I don't know, man. This is like I get it. I know this guy is a generational talent, as we say, we talk about. But we haven't. Yeah, Jeremiah Smith, the number one overall college football player. Don't beat me up when you see me on OSU campus. Nah, he's really that man. I think he's that good. Um, you gotta double and triple team this guy. Smitty from O Block, as we call him. You could throw Arch Manning in there, respectably. You could throw Julian Sand in there, a man that throws the ball. Um, you could throw Bo Jackson. There's so many players you could throw in this list, but I think Jeremiah Smith, arguably, is the best player. I'm not going to say hands down. I'm going to say it's a lot of arguments with this one in college football 2026. Arch Manning.
Yeah, Moss. You got Arch second.
I'm gonna just say Arch second, just to throw it out there, man, because they coming out part 2 to start the season. So why not talk about it now to start cooking it up? Uncle on here with no Buckeye fans, so I know he gonna say something about Arch, possibly first or second. So I might as well get it out there.
Jeremiah Smith, is he the best player in college football? I'm going to say yes. That dude is a freakazoid. And you can double and triple team him, he's still gonna score a touchdown. Yeah. Man, I would love to have a wide receiver like him on my squad, on my favorite college football team. That dude is a jewel. Going into last season, this past season, I thought he was the best player, but then I felt like Jeremiah Love was the best player by the end of the season in college football. But going into 2020 or yeah, 2026 next season, I got to give it to Smitty, man. That dude is just a freak as always. Second, don't call me biased, but I'm going with the number one shutdown corner in the nation. Y'all know
Ooh,
who I'm talking about, man.
Leonard Moore. We ain't talking Kravis. We talking.
Listen, man. Leonard Moore has the chance to go down as the greatest corner in Notre Dame history. Uh, that dude, if you look at his PFF grades, man, if you watch him against a crazy receiver like Makai Lemon and hold him to the game, switching from the boundary to the slot, he doesn't even play the slot, but they put him in the slot to match up with Lemon, and to watch him battle against Makai Lemon and hold him to like 20 something yards, that was just amazing. 6'2", long ranging, super fast. And on top of that, Jeremiah Smith said that was his toughest matchup. So my close second is Leonard Moore.
Yeah, I'm going with Jeremiah Smith as well. I think he's the best player in college football. I mean, like y'all said, he's a freaking freak of nature, man. To have that size, that speed, to be able to catch those 50-50 balls the way he does, route running. I mean, this guy is amazing, man. If I had to pick somebody second, and I like both of the picks that you both had, I could go that way as well. But since you did, I'm gonna go a different direction. I'm gonna go with Malachi Tony, man. What I seen that cat do in that freaking national championship game, bro. Listen, that guy, man, he is unbelievable. He is unbelievable. And I think if Miami is smart, they will make sure that they got a package for him going into next year. I'm quite sure they have one this year, but they got to magnify it this year, this season coming up, especially if they get the quarterback from Duke, which we all believe they're going to get. I don't know if that's edged in stone yet or not. I haven't quite heard that yet, that's where he's at. But they definitely, that guy, man, that Malachi Tony kid is nice. He's nice. He is nice. Who's y'all's early? Way too early. National championship game teams. What two teams will be in the national championship next season?
Well, we know one. The hard thing is deciding who is going to be the second team. So we know Notre Dame is going to be in the national championship, but the opponent for Notre Dame is the key question. The biggest all-season mystery for all people who talk college football like ourselves is who's going to be playing Notre Dame in the national championship. And I think early, I really like what Texas has been doing. I can't front. I like what Texas done in the portal. I like what they bring back. I think Arch Manning started to click towards the end of the season, and hopefully he carries that momentum into next season. I like what Texas has done. So my early national championship pick is going to be Notre Dame and Texas.
Real quick, just I see SEC Sean's question in there about Malachi Tony. We got a few days for this portal window close. There's a lot of speculation about Malachi Tony, possibly, and Becker from Indiana, with the possibility of making moves in this portal or entering. Just to throw that out there, but I like this Texas team. And you know, I like Texas. I don't know. I kind of want to say Texas, Ohio State. I want to say Texas, Michigan. I also want to say Texas, Notre Dame. I'm gonna put Texas in the national championship. It's really hard to determine this second team for me. I've been really thinking about this all day. For the hour once I seen the question, but I was already kind of thinking about it as these portal moves happen. Like this puts Texas already as number one, in the preseason rankings. You got Ohio State right behind them, similar to how last year was. It's reversed going into the preseason, some of the rankings that's out, but it's hard to not say Ohio State, Texas right now for me. That's just my opinion. I'm gonna say Texas, Ohio State.
Man, those are some really good picks, man. When I looked at it, I said there's possibly 4 teams that could be there in those 2 slots, man. Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas, Georgia. I don't know why I keep putting Georgia in there but we know that what Kirby Smart is going to do with that team, and I think next year, because he's been able to recruit well out of high school, he's been able to do decent in the portal, he's been able to hold on to some of his players. I think they're gonna be right back there, man. But I really
Wow.
feel like
If I could, real quick, I don't
yeah,
mean to cut you off, my man, but I read somewhere where I believe Georgia had the youngest team in the SEC.
yeah, 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 and we seen how well they played last year. Um, so I really believe that they have a chance to be there. Uh, I don't know if I can rely on Gunnar Stockton to do it over the quarterbacks that I just named. The quarterbacks or the teams that I just named. I don't know if Gunnar Stockton will be able to get that job done. Um, but if I had to pick 2 teams, man, I'm gonna go. I think Oregon can get back there with Notre Dame. I think both of those teams get there. I want to say Texas badly because that's my team, and I believe they can get there. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna pick 2 other teams and not be at home. But man, I really do believe that Notre Dame is getting there, bro. I really do believe that because they're gonna have a running game, they're gonna have a quarterback, they got wide receivers, and the main thing that they got is they got a guy who can shut down one freaking whole side of a football field, which means he gonna handle this all over here. All y'all gotta do is worry about over there. And when you got a team that got enough talent that they could leave a guy by himself, bro, and he can hold that whole shit down. We saw what Deion did when he went from San Francisco to Dallas, right? That's what we're talking about when we're talking about Leonard Moore, man.
I'm
And I think that could go. SEC shot you funny, man. He said Notre Dame versus Hawaii.
And the
Hilarious.
crazy thing when you're talking about Leonard Moore, like I know I always rant and rave about my visit with Notre Dame and being there, but you got to see it. Like it's a different feeling. Like we already know when you in a game, when you at a game, the difference. You get to see everything up close, warm ups, the whole nine. Like he literally stood out in his work ethic. So one thing about him. Watching that game, I remember North Carolina State, they got a ball, they got that one touchdown. When I say the way they huddled on that sideline and the way Leonard Moore took control of things on that sideline and wanted to make sure that that defense didn't have no type of fault, and that way they turned around and had 3 interceptions. So that shows in what he means to that defense. I think he's probably going to be one of the top corners. I say he come out, he go top 5. I'm gonna just put that out there, top 5. And when it comes to cornerbacks, it's rare that they go that high in an NFL draft. I'm picking him as a top pick.
I wouldn't be surprised. That dude is really talented, and the thing that stands out is his length, like six
Long
two, 6'3", and can move that fast. Like how?
Yeah.
boy moves,
Yeah.
man.
He's going high in the draft, bro, in 2026. Now we know it's going to be quarterback heavy. But I'm telling you right now, man, if you already got your quarterback and you picking high, like if you my Tennessee Titans, you
Boy,
better
go
get Leonard Moore. You better get Leonard Moore. That's for sure. And SEC Sean, I hope you out there still listening. Because once these Shorthorns beat your Aggies for a third straight time, you might need to put on a Texas shirt and do a solo about
Ooh,
how great these Texas Longhorns are after whooping up on your Aggies 3 straight years, twice at your own crib.
ooh.
Twice at your own crib.
Dropping bombs. Have y'all heard anything about Malachi Tony entering the portal?
Nah, I
I,
was
I
just
haven't. I
I
haven't.
was just looking at some articles, but his mom, the latest that I seen, his mom said that they were staying home, but I guess the portal window closes on the 24th for all those players respectively that played
Yeah.
in the championship. So we'll know more in the next 24 hours, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, they gotta have their name entered by the 24th, but we probably won't see it until maybe 2 days after that, by the 26th, because you know how they do. He can give them that paperwork on the 24th, and they're
Right.
gonna hold that sucker until the 26th, so they can
Yeah,
try to get him to come back.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The thing that's bothering me though about both of those teams, and any team that makes it to the national championship, is your team is on this run, right? And they might have some players on that team who feel like, you know what, I'm probably not going to get to play in 2026, but I
Mm,
want to be here for this run, but they might not be the kind of high profile players that somebody's going to necessarily want this late in the game. And those guys don't get an opportunity to go somewhere and find them a home. I kind of feel for those players, man, that's on both of those rosters who, had they not been in the playoffs, probably would have hit the portal. But
yeah.
now they got to probably stay because they won't have a place to go right now because everybody else has already gotten the guys that they wanted to get, and maybe these guys aren't quite the piece that they would be looking for right now because they already got the pieces that they need. So I hope that whoever hits the portal from either of those teams find them a home, uh, or just stay at the crib where you at right now, man, and make it work in 2026.
I think that
I hear you. I hear you, SEC Sean. It's happening though. It's happening. Yeah. Anything else y'all want to add before we wrap up the show?
if anybody get a chance, man, these last couple of weeks, man, this coaching I've been doing with the kids, and I just volunteer. I love the game of basketball, and I just feel like you know it's only right that I give back. I remember when you was just coming out there just to play, to be that extra player. You're like, man, I ain't played in months, nephew, but you just wanted to come out there and make sure we was good. So I'm seeing that same effect, on this coaching side, man. If anyone get a chance, tap in with us. We got Linda Rec, man, every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. T1 City League TV will be out. He said next week to get the game live, man. I broke the news to the kids today. They was excited. I'm excited. I've been excited since he said something that night. But yeah, anything as far as in college basketball, I was talking to Miss Graham, and I will be coming maybe Monday afternoon with some college basketball review and talk through over the weekend. going into outlooks for March Madness, things of that nature. Open into some more conversations as well upcoming with some of the high school seasons almost to an end before they start tournament play. I was able to speak with Coach Hoove over at Linda McKinley today when I stopped and got a coffee. We're in talks to get them on as well, have that conversation with Mossberg with the girls' high school basketball team over at Linda McKinley. So just, looking forward to do, everything we do and beyond, man. Also looking forward to the football team that I partner with, Cap City Predators. They have their football season coming up here in a few months, and we'll be getting things going with that. So, just ready, locked and loaded to everything we do and more, man. So, just make sure y'all know what to do, man. Keep the notifications on, and we just always tapped in and what we doing, man, and always up late.
Anything else you got post game before we wrap up?
No, that's it for me, fellas, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, yes, sir. Cool. Okay, SEC Sean, 12 points and 5 rebounds. That ain't bad, bro. That ain't bad. Now I know you was dreaming when you did it, but that ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Man,
all right, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's evening, man, and we'll see y'all again on a Saturday morning for sure at 10 a.m. I'm not sure if my man SEC Sean is going to do something tomorrow or not. Oh, he said it was on 2K23. Okay, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if SEC Sean gonna do something tomorrow or not. But we'll definitely be back on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So tune in, hit the notification bell, and continue to support us. We appreciate you for being here with us, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's evening. All right, y'all.
Peace.